Hi guys, MrRoflWaffles here. Today we're going to be taking a look at a bunch of new information for the new zombies map Rex Infernace, including the fact that they seem to have leaked their own wonder weapon, maybe, and it could be this thing right here. We'll get into the details on that. Let's first start with this part of the blog post. So we saw the trailer yesterday, we saw the intro the day before. Those reactions are already on my channel if you want to watch them. We're gonna check out what this says now. We've got a quote here from the Warden. As reality stands on the cusp of destruction, the crew face their ultimate challenge. Cleanse the Shadowsmith places of power, find the Warden's inner sanctum, we're going to be inside his walls, and put an end to his loathsome existence. Now, on the face of it, this is telling us exactly what's going to happen in the map, right? And just off the jump, I think it's worth asking the question, do we want this to be the end of the Warden? I think there's an argument to be made in multiple directions here. On the one hand, you could argue, well, the Warden is quite an interesting character, and so it would be a shame to just sort of get rid of him so soon. But on the other hand, I think you could say, well, yeah, as much as he's got like a great voice actor, for example, who really delivers those lines with venom, and it's fantastic, the character itself is something that we could quite easily move on from, and it wouldn't be that big a deal. I'm curious where you guys fall on that debate. Let me know in the comments section down below. But for it to be spelled out like this makes me think that it's almost too on the nose. Like, does that mean that they're going to subvert this somehow, and the Warden is going to be revealed to be actually doing some other thing that we don't know about? Like, are they going to go that route or something? It just seems very cut and dry, which I'm a tiny bit surprised by. We keep going down, we obviously see these places of power, which I think all look gorgeous, by the way. I really like their design. Everything's led to this point. Does the crew have what it takes to finish the job and save reality? Answer the call to find out. There's little known about Rex Infernace. Here's what we've learned so far. And this is an interesting way to frame this. Like, there's little known about it, said the studio who designed it. Rex Infernace new enemy, Death Spinner. Prepare for a tough fight when Death Spinners approach. These deadly creatures move quickly, strike fast, and use numbers to overwhelm the crew. They can also use a ranged web projectile that slows affected crew members. One-on-one, they're not so bad, but watch out when they swarm. This could be really, really annoying. It could be. It might be fine, but the concept of being entombed in webbing and unable to move and just getting hit to death because of that sounds really frustrating. So I hope these things are balanced well. We will see. Movement inhibition is something that is a little spooky though. So I like the concept of it because a spider's meant to be spooky, right? But yeah, it is going to come down really to how it works in a gameplay sense. We then have the Elite, which is the Web Mother, which is this thing, which some people thought was a regular parasite. And I never commented on this. I didn't make any content about it because I had a feeling that it was unlikely, seeing as Treyarch said that we'd be getting some new stuff here. And they've delivered on that promise, which is good. And obviously we've got the Death Spinners also present here as well, scuttling around. If you think Death Spinners are frightening, wait until you run into the Web Mother. Try to keep your wits about you as the Web Mother screams and lunges, using copious amounts of webbing to damage and slow the crew, while cocooning zombies, transforming them into environmental hazards. Again, if it's going to inhibit your movement, it had better not be an absolute pain in the arse. I mean, it's one of the reasons that I find transit quite annoying, because the denizens, as much as they're avoidable, when they're present, are just a bit of a pain in the arse. So I'm hopeful that they don't feel like pain in the arse enemies here, and instead they feel like a threat, but a threat that create fun gameplay challenges in order to avoid. That's the golden rule, I suppose you could say. Rex Infernace Titan Trap draws in nearby zombies and smashes them to pieces. Pummel the enemy with the Titan Trap, calling upon the powerful force to slam their fists into the ground, damaging and disrupting zombies caught in the impact. Get out of the way fast when activating the trap, or risk getting damaged by the Titan's flurry hits. This is very cool, right? It's giving a name and some explanation to that Titan figure that we saw in the trailer. And it's also interesting because a Titan in, let's say, Greek mythology isn't just a throwaway word. Like, that is a label that you would assign to specific entities that then are followed by the Greek pantheon that we know today, right? Those Greek gods, the Zeuses of the world and stuff like that. It's very chaos zombies. So are they kind of dabbling with a little bit of that here? Maybe. I'm very curious to see what the Treyarch meaning of Titan is going to be. Now we've got new main quest rewards and challenges, and the grappling hook is featured here, which is very cool. The main quest will be available for play when the map releases, 9 a.m. Pacific time. So that's not the usual 6 p.m. trailer drop time that a lot of us have in our heads from sort of years gone by. So make sure you're not late. 9 a.m. Pacific time, that's 5 p.m. in the UK. And if you complete that main quest, you'll earn a bunch of all their stuff. Obviously, it's the same sort of stuff that we've seen before. Complete the Rex Infernace Mastery Challenge to earn an animating calling card. Again, similar to stuff that we've seen before. And they're doing a Zombie Zone live stream for it, which is pretty awesome. Pack-a-Punch camos have also been shown. These are kind of interesting to me, I guess, because they're not really glitzy and glamorous in this map. They're not all about being super shiny and crazy. They're quite maybe muted, I would say, but I think that fits the tone of the map quite well. So I don't hate these camos. I'm not head over heels about them, but when am I head over heels about camos? I've never really been a guy that cares all that much about camos. Not particularly. So those are the camos. Prove you have what it takes to defeat the Warden's Horde in even the most difficult situations with Curse Mode on Rex Infernace, offering no main quest guidance and limited HUD and starting pistol. Also a possibility. New Coca-Cola Widow's Wine. It's a stretch calling it new, but it's new to this game. So Widow's Wine has finally made it into the game. It's something that we've been waiting for a long time because it's been in the game files. It's kind of been writing on the wall, so to speak. And it's finally here. When melee attacks bring your health low, retaliate with an explosion of webs. The majors for this is what I'm really interested in. Widow's Bite. Melee attacks have a chance to trigger a web explosion. Melee kills on cocooned enemies can overcharge your health. Huh, that's interesting. Web explosions summon a friendly death spinner to fight for you. Huh. Companions haven't usually been that good in this game, in my recollection at least. They've never been so good that I've been like, I need this every single time. So curious if this is going to be any different, seeing as it is a major augment. Web spinner, a web explosion temporarily adds a slowing field around you. That does sound pretty good. Tangled web, all normal and special enemies in the web explosion are cocooned in place, while elites are slowed. That also sounds pretty good. Miners, haste, decrease the cooldown. Fantastic. Wide web, increase the web's explosion radius. Golden orb silk, increase the duration of the webbing. And sticky grenade, thrown explosive lethal equipment will also cover surviving enemies in spider webs. Huh, that sounds quite interesting as well. It's a shame it's explosive lethals, because then it rules out the tomahawk. But still, that sounds pretty interesting to play around with. New Gobblegum, fully packed. Takio's looking hella mad about this. Instantly upgrade your packed weapon to PAP level 3, and then in zombies, that's what it does. In Dead Ops, you can receive a tactical armor vest or a full complement of armor plates. There's also the new ultra rarity mystery box weapons. We've got the Olympia gang obviously being represented because it's the superior starting option. Take on the final battle with your TR2 marksman rifle or your Olympia shotgun. And that brings us to the end of the zombie section, but you'll notice there's no Wonderwep in here, right? So where does that leak come from? And basically, if you scroll down the blog post here and you get to new store offerings, it says, get your hands on a variety of new stuff, including Tracer Pack Lord of the Dead Ultra Skin Mastercraft Bundle. It's clearly Zombies Universe, despite the fact that we don't have one of these in Zombies right now. And it says, earn your right to reign in Rex Infernace and other Zombies maps with this kingly bundle, placing Dempsey at the top of the undead food chain. Rule with a golden fist using the following items. Wildcat Dempsey Operator Skin, Tooth and Claw FG Assault Rifle Blueprint, which is not what this is, to be clear. Then you've got the Gilded Fang Swordfish A1 Marksman Rifle Blueprint. Okay, fine. But then, Golden Claw Wonder Weapon Blueprint. Yeah. So it seems like this is probably the Golden Claw, and if I check the record, I don't think there's been a Golden Claw thus far in Black Ops 7 Zombies. There's been a Golden Maw in Warframe in my playthrough that I've been doing, but no Golden Claw in Zombies, so it's probably the direction that this is going in. It may well be that we start off with that grappling hook weapon, and then it turns into this, maybe? I don't know, is that a crazy idea? Am I forgetting anything obvious? Have they talked about that elsewhere? I'm not sure, but I could see that happening. I feel like it's sort of got the same weapon DNA. So let me know what you guys think of this. Obviously, I've already reacted to those other trailers, and I really liked those trailers. I feel like they've done a good job generally with the trailers over the last several months. So those are linked on screen right now. You can click through and give those a watch. and I'll be posting more zombies updates as they happen in the coming days. Bye for now.